The NDP government unveiled its first speech from the throne today. It included promises to cut healthcare wait times, add Holocaust education in schools, plus a previously announced gas tax cut. Premier Wab Kinew says his new government can fulfill all of its pledges and balance the books in the first term. But he says departments will have to curb discretionary spending to make it happen, and some projects could be delayed. We have top team coverage for you tonight. CTV's Jeff Keel is at the legislature and will break down the big promises outlined in the speech. While CTV's Alexandra Hollick will focus on the timely commitment of making Holocaust education mandatory in school. Jeff, let's begin with you. Why could we see a slowdown on some of these projects?
Premier Kinew says he's inherited a fiscal challenge from the former PC government, so his team will have to act responsibly to stabilize the finances. Premier Wab Kinew's first throne speech focused on healthcare wait times and affordability, with a cautionary tone about the province's bottom line.
So today is a new day in our province, and people are feeling very optimistic about the future, and now it's up to our administration to deliver.
On delivering health care, the NDP is promising to increase surgical slates, the number of public nurses and hospital beds, fulfill campaign commitments to reopen ERs at Victoria and Eriksdale hospitals, create a northern mobile MRI, a seniors advocate, more staff hours in senior care homes, and to affirm abortion access rights and offer free prescription birth control.
And our government is proud to take a new approach to prioritize women's health care, to prioritize reproductive health care across the province.
On affordability, the province is following through with a promise to cut the gas tax and freeze hydro rates. With help from Ottawa, geothermal heat pumps will be provided to 2,500 households, and there will be relief for beef producers on Crown land leases.
We're going to cut the provincial fuel tax on January 1st, which is going to help you and your family make ends meet and help you catch up.
His gas tax idea, that's only going to help those who can afford to put gas in their cars.
For schools, the speech is pledging Holocaust education in the K-12 curriculum and anti-Islamophobia toolkits, a nutrition program, and reduced class sizes. But the Premier says to pay for these promises and balance the books in the first term as planned, departments will have to tighten the belts. Kinew accuses the former PC government of leaving a larger deficit than indicated.
Well, it's not a question of canceling or cutting projects, but it might be about looking at the timelines, and it might be about what we can afford to do and when.
PC leader Heather Stephenson rejects that claim and says the Premier will have to either raise taxes or make cuts for his own spending agenda.
The Premier is going to have to make some difficult decisions if he plans to implement what is in this throne speech.
Other highlights include making Orange Shirt Day a statutory holiday, recognizing Louis Riel as the first Premier, measures for electric vehicles and plug-in hybrids, an unexplained wealth act, more mental health workers responding to nonviolent police calls, and more daycare spaces and childcare workers. There was also mentions of barrier-free housing to combat homelessness and getting signature developments moving downtown.
And this is good news for Winnipeg. I also heard a reiteration of a commitment to working collaboration, and that's going to be key.
There is also a pledge for a healthcare listening tour to hear from people working on the bedside.
All right, we talked a lot about what's in this speech, Jeff, but what was missing from this speech?
No mention of safe consumption site for downtown Winnipeg, which the NDP has promised. Premier Wab Kinew addressed that today, saying more consultation needs to be done on specifically where it should be located and how it would work in order to make sure that it makes a difference.